Welcome to the Modest Sports Show, home of your Modest Sports takes. Today we in Starkville with it, man. I got a very special guest here with me today, Mississippi State safety, Jalin Shephard. What's up, bro?
I'm getting cocky. I'm
I appreciate you coming on, dog.
Glad to be here.
I like to start with a little icebreaker question. So my icebreaker question for you is, right, we got college football, the game coming out. What's your overall? Talk to me. What's your speed? What's your agility? Like, what's your rating? Yeah,
I give myself a smooth 79.
79.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your speed?
I go 84.
84 speed.
Cause I'm a top end guy. But no,
Okay.
I'm gonna go up and down. I'm gonna go like 86.
86.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, man. We know the game is getting ready to come out. So, what's your thoughts on the game? Like, because you was born what 2002?
02,
Okay,
baby.
you ain't that
02,
far
baby.
from me. Okay. So you born 2002. So like you was able to catch them 2011, 2012.
Man, I got
you still got it?
NCAA 13 at the crib right now.
Okay. So what you think about the game coming back out?
It's a long time waiting. You know,
Okay.
you see a lot of platforms bringing it back on console,
Yeah.
PC, and all that. So I feel like it's been well overdue.
Right.
You know.
How you feel about? Like, ain't it crazy though that you gonna be on the game? Like, how do that feel?
I don't know, like, cause you know, it's always the certain modes where you can put yourself in,
Mhm.
but actually being in it is.
Yeah.
I won't realize the feeling till it's there. You know,
Mhm.
like it's like playing a game, like actually being on TV playing.
Yeah.
Like you can dream of it all day, but once you there and you up under them lights, it's
Yeah.
a whole different atmosphere.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. And so, man, like we in it, we gonna get to it today, bro. Like, I'm thankful that you were able to come on and be a part. I'm actually happy that we was able to get in the facility. Right now, like I said, we're on the indoor. What is this?
Palmero.
Palmero indoor facility, in Starkville, Mississippi. And so, man, just let's take it all the way back, right? So where is Jalin Shephard from?
Originally I'm from Valley, Alabama, which is probably 10 minutes north of Auburn, Alabama. But I grew up in LaGrange, Georgia, which is 20 minutes away, both on the line of Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
So I've been fluctuating back and forth where I grew up. So
okay, all right. And so, like, what age would you say? Because I got, it's to my understanding your roots seem to be a little bit more in Georgia.
Yeah. Well, it's really in Bama. Like
Bama.
Everybody's somewhere everywhere.
Okay. So what's that drive from Valley to LaGrange?
If you go a back road, maybe 20 minutes. You hit on the interstate, you can cut it to 10.
Okay. I know we played Valley my 10th grade year in high school.
Okay, yeah.
So, and that was a crazy game too. That came down to the wire. But anyway, so, man, just talk to me, right? Football. When was football introduced to Jalin?
I'd probably say around age 3 or 4. Well, okay. It probably date back to before then. Like I can only remember from 3 to 4.
Right.
I've always been running around the house with some type of ball in my hand, whether it was basketball or football.
Mm-hmm.
And so my pops put one in my arm, and I've been running with it ever since.
Right. And do you feel like as a result of the ball being put in your hand so young, that's what, like, you clung to it in that regard?
Most definitely. I kept one at my grandma's house, my house, one with me on the road.
Yeah.
It's like every time I saw one, I had to put my hands on it. If I go in the store right now and see one, I gotta pick it up. You know.
That's what's up. And so, man, speak to that though, like your dad and his influence, just early on in your life, kind of introducing, because that's not a commonality, especially with cats, you know, like us. So, like, speak to your dad's influence, especially early on.
God rest his soul, but like him, he's always been that figure. Like I go back home, everybody talk about how good my pops was in football, this, that. He never bragged on himself. He never spoke on himself. He just told me, like, he taught me a lot of key gems. I remember the first thing he ever taught me was, because originally he wanted me to play running back.
Yeah.
First thing he ever told me was the cutback and how angles can dictate. And the day I did it, it was my first year playing tackle. We had to sign a waiver because I was too young.
Yeah.
My first time making that cutback, he ran with that story. I kid you not, he probably told his friends that story 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And so to put the joy on his face about that,
Yeah.
like it's like it's heartwarming, you know.
Yeah. And so that is I actually, in preparation for this interview, bro, or let me say this conversation, I spoke with your mom.
Yeah.
I talked with her this morning. And
Yeah.
so I just wanted to get more insight on who Jalin Shephard was as a person. And these are some of the things that she told me. She said, analytical thinker. She said, you always was like the big brother of the group.
Most definitely.
She said, you might find pregame, you might find Jalin, like in the heat of, we right? We all lit, but in the corner it'd be Jalin getting focused.
For sure,
And she
for
said,
sure.
sure. She said, my son was not a. She said you weren't not popular, but you just wasn't always in the mix, but you still was popular. So
Yeah.
she said that, you might be over there in the corner, but slowly but surely the crowd will start making its way to you, and then you'll be, let's go,
Yeah, pull me into it.
And so, like, talk to that, bro. Like, just that personality trait.
Man, it's always been like that because for some reason, me personally, I always want to be the best player on whatever roster I want to be on. So
Yeah.
you being the best player on the roster brings attention, whether it's good, bad, the ugly. So like a pregame situation, I'll go out by myself. Like when I was at West Georgia D2, pregame, everybody be in the locker room getting hyped. For me, I got to take my walk around the field. I take 2 laps around the field, and like wherever the locker room is, I'll sit on the other end goalpost, and I just sit there and meditate to get my mind right, feel the grass, feel the turf.
Yeah.
And so that's mainly been me. And like I like attention, but I don't like attention, if that makes sense. So like
I get what you mean. And it's funny because your mama, she also, when we was talking, she was like, it just in that brief time, because this is like the first true conversation her and I had. I know y'all came up to Lexington last spring, I think. And so anyways, but we went and sat down and ate. But like this today was like the first time we talked. She was like, I was telling her, even for this knucklehead, she was like, I said, I know my little brother. My little brother, he a firecracker. You know what I'm saying? He 1,000 miles an hour. And so when I came up here probably last summer, and I was that was like our first time talking. I was like, this cat, I need him around my little brother. You know what I'm saying? Because you remind me of me in so many ways.
Most definitely.
And just to hear you be so young and so composed and poised, I think that carries a young man a long way. And just you mentioned, I actually want to visit high school, right? Or no, I don't. I want to go a little bit further back. I want to stay on the theme and the topic of your dad. I know your mom, she told me that he would be having you outside. He was a community man, so not only would he have you, he'd have the other little kids in the neighborhood running through tires, running around cones. So like, I just really want you to show me that, because it sounds like the passion that you have for football is really deep rooted in who he was as a person, and it really carried you out, especially as we'll get to what you were able to do in high school.
Yeah. So with that, I would say, it's as being black men, it's easy for us to take the wrong route. So my pops always saw potential in everybody. Like I remember first time was when I was in 8th grade. I had a friend named, I want to say his name was Alante. Alante, we was in 8th grade. He had me about 6'5". My pop seen him one day, asked him, "You play basketball?" He was like, "I do a little something, but not really." He went to the coach, because him and the coach was pretty cool. They were pretty close. They had a bond or whatnot. He got Alante on the team, and like, my pops was around 6 foot. It's crazy. He's actually the shortest man on his side of the family. Everybody else is taller than him. Right. And so he taught him how to play big man, how to run a pick and roll. So with that being said, I remember I was always undersized. I felt like, he felt like I was undersized for my age. So I was probably about 5'6", 5'5", coming out of 8th grade. And so he wanted me to get a little bulkier because, high school speed is a little faster, kids are stronger. So I remember me, my boy AJ's on his journey right now in college football. every day after school, he'd come up. AJ would go home, drop his stuff off because he used to get dropped off at his aunt's house.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd come back up, knock on the door. I'd be drinking my protein shake. That's what got me on it.
Yeah.
I hate protein shakes to this
Okay.
day. But like my pops bought a shed, got some weight equipment.
Yeah.
We ran with it ever since. And so
Yeah. Grinding.
always.
Yeah. Grinding. And so like, man, that's amazing. And so we get into high school, right? And I think this was very interesting considering where you are today. I would say you're unique in a sense, in a good way, because your journey is special. And so we were a three-star recruit per 24/7 Sports. And with you being in the 706, you had a lot of like, I know that boiling pot, right?
Oh,
As we talked about, you know, me having kind of lived in that. And so like, speak to me about your high school experience. Like you had offers from Auburn. What else did we have? I think we had Tennessee.
Yeah.
We had some pretty big schools. So talk to me about your high school experience and how that felt getting recruited like that.
To be honest, I never thought I'd get recruited. I swear,
Really?
I never thought I'd get recruited because I was always told I was too small.
Okay.
Like,
now, was this coming from college coaches or just high school coaches or like people around you?
well, for me, in my sense, because, you know, the idea was because I was transferring from one school to another.
Okay.
And, like, looking at all the guys that was in the boiling pot of my school, my community, that's getting offers that was highly recruited. I would look at how big they were compared to where I was at the time, and I would be like, yeah, no matter what I do, I'd never get recruited. But like,
and what high school did you go to initially?
I always went to Callaway High School, but I
Okay.
went to the Grange's middle school.
Okay.
So around that time, I want to say Tank Bisbee, which is in the league right now, he was blowing up his freshman year. They had another cat named MJ. I never knew what he was, and my big brother Jacob.
Okay.
They was like the big three of that that ninth grade class when I was in 8th grade. And so with that being said, we also had Braylon Sanders that ended up going to Ole Miss out of high school. You had KJ, Keandre Jones. He's at Florida State right now. He transferred from Auburn.
Okay.
So it's like a bunch of heavy hitters from one school, like from all three schools. So it was like, wow, this could be me, but at the same time, it may not. Don't get don't get your hopes up too much.
Yeah.
So I would say around my 10th grade year, I ended up leading the state in picks up until my last game. I think somebody passed me with 12.
Wow.
And so I'm chilling. I think it's basketball season. We had to go to the facility one day. And I remember every spring, that's when the coaches come around. So I remember always being brought around coaches to put a face with a name, but I'm thinking they're not here for me. They're here for such and such, such and such.
Yeah.
And I remember Troy came in. I shook his hand, talked to him. I felt like he wasn't really interested in me because they brought me up with a group of guys.
Yeah.
And so probably 15 minutes later, coach pulled me outside, said they just offered you. Nah. I immediately had to call my mom. I told her you don't have to pay for school.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Yeah, and it just took off from there. I never, like, Troy is a big name, but like, you know, the big Power Fives, the big Big 10, Big 12, SEC, I never thought I'd get them until it hit me.
How did so like with Troy being your first offer, what was the acclimate, like what was the climb? Like it went Troy and then what was that when it went from Group of 5 to Power 5?
So it went Troy, UAB. No, it went Troy, Colorado, UAB, and then Auburn and Tennessee, Louisville. Who was after that? Who was after that? Nebraska.
Okay.
I can't think of the other ones.
It's okay. I mean, but that's still just like, and so because I know, especially as like around this time, he's 15, 16.
Yeah.
How did you, I guess, what was that feeling like? It's like, because I know, especially when you that age playing football in the South,
yeah,
you now your name hold a different weight. It's like he D1. And so did you notice like a shift around you, like the people around you like start treating you like, oh wait, maybe even the girls like they
Man,
looking at you different?
of course. So it went like, cause initially my 9th grade year, we had our big three. It was me,
Okay.
Charlie, and Demetri. Demetri was our QB, Charlie was our running back, and like we could all play on both sides of the ball. So they end up getting their offers early. Their first 2 offers was actually state and what was they first 2? I want to say state and it was one more.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe Ole Miss. I'm not sure, but like they had theirs in 9th grade,
Yeah.
so I'm like, damn, I'm missing out. I mean, look
Okay.
over them, whatnot. But once it hit me, like I could say all my young pups that was a year under me, a year or 2 under me. Oh, let me get a rep with Jason. Like whenever we work out, let me get a rep. I'm
You
going to
him
D1,
Yeah.
and it's grown. Like I kid you not. I remember my little brother Tristan. Like I love
Yeah.
Tristan to death. He ended up going the JUCO route. He always been the little guy chasing, but like now do like 6'7". The last time we worked out, he gave me crazy work.
6'7" playing what position?
Receiver. He gave me crazy work. I swear.
What school he go to?
He's at SEMO now.
SEMO. Okay.
Yeah, SEMO now.
Okay.
I love, bro. Like to see his determination to get better. Like he saw it from me. Like okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, and it shows that to like the community. Like I remember other cats would be like, I remember my mom had a friend, and her son like told her she want to be like me. I'm like, nah, he don't want to be like me. I want him to be better than me.
Really?
Like it's always bigger than me.
Yeah.
It's never always got to be about me. So it's always bigger than me. That's how I look at things.
And that is something that your mama, again, reference. She said he's selfless, you know, and just okay. So we him now. We him in high school. We D1. You know what I'm saying? It's time to start pinpointing and like trying to get some schools together. Like this is where we're gonna be going. Walk me through that process. Like we done got all the offers, but now it's time to make a decision and actually choose where we're gonna be spending our next chapter.
So that would take me to, I would say, I'm a mama's boy, you know. I didn't want to be too far from home, you know. So like my top 3, I could say back then was Auburn, because Auburn is literally 45 minutes to an hour away from the crib. Tennessee, I took 2 visits and fell in love with it. Well, actually 3. I went to 2 games in my junior day. I fell in love with it. And the last one was Louisville. I never got a chance to get there, but like the wait, I want to say they still had a position coach that coached Jair Alexander.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Jair. And so that kind of pushed me towards them. But up until like signing day was when COVID hit. And
this was
2020.
Fall of 20.
Yeah, fall of 2020.
Yeah.
And so like everything took a dive.
So I wonder, because you and I have talked about that like outside of the camera.
Yeah.
And so like why do you think, like, true enough COVID happened, but I guess I still don't quite understand why that had to affect any scholarship.
Originally coming from a source that was recruiting me at one point, they thought I was going to Auburn. They had false like a false narrative or false communication saying I was going to Auburn, or they either thought I was going to Auburn or I got in trouble. Reason why I wasn't reaching back out to them.
Yeah.
But essentially I wouldn't hear from nobody.
Right.
I'll reach out, I wouldn't hear back. I got with my head coach, he said nobody hit him back.
Yeah.
And so that led to a couple D2s, Lenore Ryan, West Georgia.
Well, real quick, was Auburn where you were verbally committed?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then I think they had a coaching change, and
this was going into Harsin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you said, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you was talking about West Georgia though.
Yeah.
And making that decision, what did that look like?
That one was tough.
Yeah.
Because essentially,
I keep cutting you. I'm sorry.
You
what were the D2s, right? Before we get to that, what were the D2s that actually, that you was talking to?
Lenore Ryan and West Georgia. I want to say it was one more, but I remember them two for sure. But I actually had one more D1 was East Tennessee State, ETSU. And I wasn't going to North Ryan because at the time when they hit me up and offered me, I had already committed, like just verbally committed, just to put my name with a face. So
Yeah.
essentially, when it came down to ETSU, I was gonna go there, but I had my guy Chance again was one of the coldest white boys I ever played against.
What position?
He played everywhere. I
Okay.
kid you not. He had almost 1,000 yards in receiving, rushing, and passing all together. Well, he had it all together, but
Yeah.
me and him was chatting back and forth because we both played each other in playoffs. I actually beat him in the state championship.
Okay. You
That's my
picked him
dog.
off? Is that the one you picked off?
Nah, he was on the other side. I wanted to follow him, but I was like, nah, let me just play more. The last play the guy I actually played safety.
Okay.
And just to be able to have range. But me and him was chatting back and forth, talking about playing together. And I saw he was just starting to get his buzz with recruiting wise, and I saw he had ETSU. I was like, what you trying to do? He was like, I'll let you know. And come to find out, they had me on a timer. I never knew I had a timer to commit.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so they passed on me and went to him. That's when they offered him, I want to believe.
Okay.
And so he told me, if you're not going, I'm not going to go. And so the night before signing day, they called me. And they was like, can we get to the flip? And I was like, COVID was going on at the time. And so I was like, can I just take a visit? I don't have to have a chaperone, none of that.
Yeah,
I just want to see y'all campus,
yeah,
how everything is. Because if that's the case, I won't sign today. I don't have to sign on National Signing Day.
right.
And they was like, we'll hit you back by at least 8 o'clock in the morning. He was like, if we don't, we wish you the best. And by that time, by 8 o'clock hit, no phone call, 8:30 hit, I had to be at school. So I'm getting ready to sign.
Yeah.
So,
and that's I don't be liking that with coaches, bro, because I've had some coaches pull that on me. Like they like, we like you, we want you, da da da. All right, cool. Can I come see the school? Can I come see the facility?
man.
Can I come? Nah, man, just sign. Like, so, but ultimately on signing day, we do choose University of West Georgia, and West Georgia is like, what city is it? I know it's not too far from Columbus.
Carrollton.
Carrollton. Okay. So that's where we going, and like, what was that transition like into West Georgia?
It wasn't bad because it's really, I could say 30 minutes from the crib.
Right.
Like, I can cut it shorter depending on how I drive.
Yeah.
But it's really 30 minutes from the crib. If I need anything, any emergency, I can hit my mom, I can hit my family.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it was kind of shell shocking. Like, the guy that recruited me kind of put me in a position where I can really come in and earn a job.
Yeah.
Until I tore a ligament in my finger. I never had a cast on, never had to play without a hand. So that was tough playing corner. And like, I was a real big emphasis on man to man.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of had a downhill spiral, like mentally, physically. Like, I can't, like, what can I do without my other hand? So that took a toll up until the season started, when I actually broke the cast just to get out of it.
Right.
That's why I did not want to be in that cast.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I broke it, they looked at it, it was like, it's just about healed. You just gonna have some scar tissue in there or whatnot.
Right.
And my first season, I played mainly the special team. I was on every special team. I really didn't have an impact on special team my freshman year.
Okay.
But I made 1 or 2 plays here and there. But
yeah,
it was just, I feel like I was just along for the ride my freshman
right.
year. Getting to understand how the game feel, how fast it is.
Okay.
And so my sophomore year is really when I took off. Well, I'm gonna take it back. My spring, I made sure my spring, I'm gonna be that dude. Like, that was my mindset going into it. So
yeah.
I balled.
Now at this time, right? Sorry to cut you off, but at this time, were you thinking like, let me go get this film so I can transfer up? Or were you genuine?
I was
UW.
genuine to UW. Like, I wanted to be the guy around UW. Like, because everybody got their name that's big. It's normally your quarterback.
Yeah.
Your best defensive player, best offensive player. I want to be that guy.
Right.
So the spring, I balled half the spring at corner, and then they made a flip and put me at safety.
Okay.
Because like, they made a staff decision to put me at safety. So
what was that like? That like going from you know,
It
playing
wasn't
on the back end.
it wasn't hard because like essentially like when it came down to practice throughout the season, my freshman year, I was on scout team and I started on all the special teams when it came to special team practice.
Okay.
So like I end up becoming that guy on special team of whoever that best player is, they gonna have me model.
Yeah.
So it wasn't hard, and so a lot of the
Yeah.
coaching staff saw me as better at safety than corner. Me personally, I really didn't care. I just wanted to play
Okay.
ball.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to stay at corner because I was more comfortable.
Right.
But like me, if you telling me I have to sit behind this guy as a 2 and I can be a 1 over here,
yeah.
I'm gonna take the
Yeah.
I'm gonna take starting job.
Okay.
And so it kind of hurt because me and my boy Brax, like we built a strong relationship. Like he play off me, I play off him, and I was a boundary corner, he was a boundary safety.
Okay.
And then when they moved me to safety, it made me compete with him. It was like it didn't do nothing but bring us closer. Like
Okay.
whenever I screwed up, I came back to the sideline. What you saw? He was like, "You a little here, a little lackadaisical. You was a little late on your breaks or whatnot." And like we just feeding off each other, making each other better.
Right.
But coming into that season, I ended up becoming the 2 behind my guy MJ. Me personally, I feel like I wasn't because he was fresh off of ACL.
Okay.
And I was like, "How y'all gonna do that?" But
Yeah.
it is what it is. And like with West Georgia, they rotated a lot.
Okay.
I mean, the 1s 2 rotated a lot. So starting,
I remember you told me about that rotation too. I think it was one of those games where you said you like had your best game because of that rotation or something like that.
Man, well, actually, okay. So the start of the season, the first 2 or 3 games, the rotation was 2-1. So MJ go two drives, and I go 1. And then I want to say about third or fourth game, my guy KD is like my big brother, like my college big brother.
Yeah.
Like he's from Noonan, that's 10 minutes from the crib, and so I connected with him. And so a lot of people thought I'd be down about having 3 people compete at this job.
Right.
I really wasn't. I ended up getting bumped out the rotation and put in as like a nickel package.
Okay.
I ain't like it too much, so I took it upon myself to make more plays on special teams to show them that I can be trusted.
Yeah.
And so that's where a lot of my plays came from up until I want to say game 5, game 6. I got back in the rotation, and I did what I needed to do up until the last 2 games, which what you just mentioned.
Yeah.
I want to say first drive, MJ get hurt. We playing Delta State. In Mississippi.
Yeah.
And so they was actually the number 1 team in D2 at the time.
Right.
And so I want to say I ended that game with 12, 13 tackles, leading the game, and like on a lot of blitzes.
So you got every drive that game?
Not necessarily. I got majority of them because KD was kind of rotating back in with me.
Okay.
And
so did it go 2-1 for you? It was 2 for you, 1 for
KD? Essentially, like it depends. Like he'll tell me if I'm in or I'm out. It wasn't no true. Are you 2-1 or you 1-1? He'll be like, Jay, go back, KD go.
Right.
And so it was bittersweet, but like that game, I can't lie. I want to say we was down 3 possessions with 8 minutes to go.
Okay.
And end up winning by 8, 10 points.
Yeah.
So
that
like
was crazy. Yeah.
Like to knock them off, it was, I don't know, that feeling of being knocking off the top dog is heartwarming.
Man, so that season, coming off that season, I believe that was 2022. Am I right?
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
And so, for my first time seeing you, right? Because Moreland know a lot of cats.
Yeah, most definitely.
My first time seeing you, right? I'm in the training room. I'm propped up, got my leg up, I got ice on, and I bought It was Kobe, my mama, my dad, Moreland, you and your mom.
Yeah.
And so, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I figured you was another athlete.
Yeah.
I just didn't know where you was from. And so I'm like, but okay, we dap up and then eventually like we going out to eat. So I think we go sit down and eat at Outback or something like that.
Yeah, it was Outback.
And so like talk about, all right, when you enter the transfer portal fall of 22, that off season, and what did that look like for you?
The off season was mainly I didn't really work out football wise. I was either in the weight room or I got a job back home at Home Depot. Okay. That's all I was doing. I would go to work, And I take the first shift, come home, get something to eat, and I go lift. If some of the guys that were still in high school wanted to work out, I go work out with them.
Yeah.
Or I was in the weight room. I was either in the weight room or I was at work. And so that was mainly my whole off season. So I didn't really do too much.
Okay. Did and so how long were you in the portal? Were you in the portal that whole spring semester, or
No, I was in
you
there.
was here by that spring? Okay.
So I hopped in the portal, I want to say December 7th. December 7th up until when me and Kobe came here for his official.
Okay.
And I was like, I like it here. He was like, Moreland asked me, do you want to make this home? I was like,
yeah.
If I got to walk on, that's the case. I'm all down for it. It's nothing but competition.
Yeah.
I can prove that y'all overlooked me. So I was able to walk on, and I enrolled, I want to say, January 16 when classes started. Somewhere around 18, 16. It was one of them. Because that's when classes started. And so I didn't want to miss the spring. And so coming in, it was a little bittersweet, you know.
Okay. How did you, like, and granted it is competition, but like, speak to me, what was your mindset coming into this? Like, it is a different, it's a big boy step. What was your thoughts?
To be honest, I'm thinking like how I thought back in high school. Cat's gonna be at least 6 foot, cause I'm 5'10". I'm thinking most of the safe gonna be 6'2", 6'1", 6'3". I'm imagining I'm like freak of nature type number. I get in the room, I look around.
You one of the taller dudes in there?
Yeah, I'm like one of the bulkier, like solid,
sure.
And like I probably think we had probably 2 cats over 6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay. So actually watching them, their footwork, their movement, it was like, okay, there's really no big comparison between me and this guy or that guy.
Yeah.
So it really put in my mind that I can compete here, like automatically. As long as I know I belong, there's no limitation that you can set on me, you know.
And so, that bro, I think that's a great, just because this, I want to give back to the youth, bro. I think that's a great piece of tidbit of advice, bro. Because me, especially early on in my collegiate career, when I'm like trying to make these strategic moves that I want to go here, or just like what do I need to do to get to where I want to be. Comparison is a thief of joy, and bro, I man, many times I was scared to jump off the porch because I'm like, if I go to, if I want to go walk on that Bama, this nigga, he my size, but he can run this 4.5. Just the expectation, like they gonna look at me and expect me to jump a 45 inch. But at the end of the day, like you said, it's competition, it's work, no matter where you at. And so that is great. And how did it feel when you actually got here, when you stepped foot on campus, when you got registered in the classes, when it's springtime and we lifting and we conditioning? What did that feel like, bro?
Spring stuff at West was pretty good. So like some of the lifts that we were doing kind of prepped me from here. So it wasn't really too much of a difference. It was just like scheduling. Like they actually set our schedule for us. So we had to be here, and here on a set time. So that was kind of a great value to have, because like a lot of like when I was at West, all I had was my actual class schedule. I didn't have like the notification on my phone telling me I have this and I have tutoring at 10. I got to be somewhere else at 11:30.
Yeah.
So that was like I enjoyed that. Like I can't tell you.
Yeah, I know the resources is crazy, and I think if you're a guy who has never, and like again, why I say you're unique is because you were like early in your high school, you had 3 stars, you had all them offers.
Yeah.
A lot of cats continue to go on that ascension.
Exactly.
They don't get to experience that fall off, like what it feels like to not have the resources, no spotlight on you, like you know what I'm saying. And so for you to kind of be you get back to this level. I was the same way, like playing prep ball. Okay, maybe experience a little bit of success, back quad. Then I got to Kentucky, and I'm like, damn, I got all these, like you said, or you got the Teamworks app telling you where to be, when to be. You got the people that's cooking for you. You got everything.
Yes.
So it's really no reason not to be successful. And I think that is very accurate. And so like, we get to Mississippi State last spring. Walk me through just the summer, the fall, maybe some stuff you may have learned in the film room, you know, anything different?
I would say, because I really got film heavy when I was at West. My big bro Vontae, he's at Western Kentucky now.
Okay.
He kept me there. Like, he knew I could play ball.
Right.
He truly knew I could play ball. And so he was the true big brother role. Like, we either working out at West or we're like, I'm at his house, he at my house, we watching film,
Yeah.
diagnosing stuff. So when I got here, it was really a transfer over. But like, I could say a lot, like, I wasn't used to the way the way we played last year. We used a lot of tight ends and motions. I wasn't
Okay.
used to how they play man to man, how they bump motions,
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
that communication. Like, I'm big on communication when it comes to being like on the field.
Yeah.
Like, some people say I over communicate. I don't feel that's a problem.
Right,
Any
right.
youth, I promise you, if you over communicate, it's not a problem.
Right.
So me communicating, it tells me that I know that I know what I'm supposed to be doing at this particular play, and that this guy over here he hear me, he know that I know what I'm doing, so he can trust me. So I feel like trust is a big thing when it comes to trusting the man beside you to do
Yeah.
his job. So I feel like that's a big step that I took when I got here.
And you know, as soon as you said them tight end motions and bumping, boy, especially at linebacker, bro, I feel it, dog. I feel it. Any GTs, any pin pulls,
Man,
bro, you'll be back there like, what the hell on them run fits.
man.
And so, man, this past offseason, just actually, it was crazy, bro. So I'm out and about on my day-to-day this past December, and I get the ESPN notification, Coach Arnett fired. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Especially knowing the relationship that him and my brother had,
Yeah.
and like where he was at prior to his unfortunate injury.
Yeah.
And so, talk to me about this whole regime change. Just new coaching staff coming in, what you like, you know, what are some different things you might be learning, different things you might be seeing?
I would say when it came to Arnett, I'm used to his style, like the up in your face, up in your grill. That's how my pops coached me. That's how my high school coaches coached me. When you fuck up, it's like, we on you now.
Yeah, real.
Here, I haven't seen it yet from this coaching style, but like, I feel like it's coming. But I want to say we ran a 4.25 last year.
Yeah.
This year we're running somewhat similar, but like, it has its kinks. Like, I think our base front maybe a 4.3.4 in a sense.
Okay.
Or no, a 3.3.5 or a 4.2.5. Like, we can show it in so many different ways. And so, like, I'm loving it. Like, I'm trying to get every terminal. Like, when we get it installed, I'm locked in on it.
Okay.
I put it in categories of why we calling it, what's happening, who's going where.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to our playbook, it's checks. As long as I know the checks for FIB, empty, trio, duo, our terminology for formations. As long as I know I got that down, it'd be like to the point where we're in like installs and like walkthroughs. I be trying to get the call out before he even say, you know, because I'm reading keys. That's there. Okay, so that's probably my biggest deal, and I want to learn every position. We play with 3 safeties. Yeah. Well, 2 safeties and a star. I want to know all of it.
That was, I would say, when I came to the spring game last year, bro. I mean, I would say my football IQ is cool. I ain't gonna say I'm no whiz. I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? But when I seen the spring game last year, bro, I saw 3 high safeties. I said, what the hell? Man, and you know what I'm saying? It was, but it's like, that's a very unorthodox look.
Yes, sir.
And so, yeah, bro, I guess, you know, in closing, just a couple more questions. What are some things that you're individually working on, you know, as part of your game going into this season?
Trying to keep my body right. I can't preach that enough. I'm in the training room before every lift, every workout. Yeah. Getting loosened up, getting my body activated. And so other than that, I would say really being honed in and knowing, like, if we get one call, I want to know what everybody got on the back end, from the linebackers to the safeties to the corner. I want to know everything. So, like, if I get a call, I can put that picture in my head, who's rolling here, who's rolling there. So I really want to be honed in onto, like, everything schematically with our defense. So that's probably my biggest, my biggest ordeal.
Right. And last question, where you going for spring break? What you got planned for spring break?
I'm either going back to the crib and just chilling with my fam, or I'm gonna go to Virginia and kick with my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what's up, bro. Well, man, we wish you the best of luck. God willing, man. We want to see you. I want to see you on the scholarship.
Man.
I hope they fall camp. Hey, Jalin Shephard, you know. So, I appreciate you for coming on, bro. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this episode, and all those around, man. We're going to continue to get real, raw, authentic stories on the Modern Sports Show. This is a place for my college football players and all my college athletes. So, who's going to be the next guest? Just like that.